Yo, 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 yo. Pyramid plot from the bottom to the peak. Ash weaving lies, truth ain't weak. Naysayers squawking, no new speak. Scheme crumbling, cult shattered, bleak. Promises of wealth, gold feather truth. On passive dreams, scans hollow booth. Eyes unblind, it's time to sleuth. Escape the web, find proof in youth. Time to bounce, leave the cult zone. Scheme falling, let it be known. Naysayers truth, our daggers thrown. Ashes kingdom, we're breaking the stone. Digital deceit on passive streets. Scams run deep, feel the beats. Investors cry, no way to eat. Unmasking this fraud, no repeats. Ashes words, smoke screen facade. Promises broken, dreams all charred. We've woken up, we're off guard. Breaking free, cut the cord, charred. Lies exposed, truth widely spoken. Chain reaction, web is broken. Freedom's here, scams out in the open. Naysayers rise, no more coping. Yeah. Lies exposed, truth widely spoken. Chain reaction, web is broken. Freedom's here, scams out in the open. Naysayers rise, no more coping. Blocks falling, schemes broken. Ash got them choking, wallets getting stolen. Promises of gold, dreams been molded. Naysayers expose lies, truth unfolded. Naysayers in the streets, ash skim unravel. Wake up out the cold, time to travel. Speaking code, let the truth rattle. OnPassive's a joke, no need for babble. Promises, illusions, they got you in a daze. Webs out flashy, but heart full of haze. Fake riches, paper castles in a blaze. Ashes, empire crumbling, end of the craze. Naysayers in the streets, ash skim unravel. Wake up out the cold, time to travel. Speaking code, let the truth rattle. OnPassive's a joke, no need for babble. Promises, illusions, they got you in a daze. Webs out flashy, but heart full of haze. Fake riches, paper castles in a blaze. Ashes, empire crumbling, end of the craze. Naysayers in the streets, ash skim unravel. Wake up out the cold, time to travel. Speaking code, let the truth rattle. OnPassive's a joke, no need for babble. Spinning tales, tales in the dark. Got folks in trance, hypnotized by the spark. Dim truth, peek and find your mark. No riches here, just an empty park. Preaching progress, but reality twisted. OnPassive dreamers, naive and misfitted. Broken promises, karma never resisted. Naysayers stand, tell how we existed. Still you'll catch your time, ain't mine. Naysayers don't play, we speak what's true. OnPassive scheme ain't meant for you. Ash got plans to steal your soul. We won't lead you down that hole. We rock, you know we won't stay by. Won't steal your cash, your time ain't mine. Ain't mine. Naysayers rise, we shine so bright. Truth cut deep in darkest night. Hey, Ash and his game wanna take what's yours. Pyramid built with hidden doors. Claims of wealth, but it's just a lie. We naysayers, we don't buy. Ash and his gang wanna take what's yours. Pyramid built with hidden doors. Claims of wealth, but it's just a lie. We naysayers, we don't buy. We won't be silent, gonna raise our voice. Speaking facts, ain't no choice. Break the chains of a dirty scheme. Naysayers live in the dream. Promises of gold, but all you get is smoke. Ashes empire, just a joke. Naysayers stand up, keep it real. We cut through lies like sharpened steel. We rock, you know we won't stay by. Won't steal your cash, your time ain't mine. night. Naysayers rise, we shine so bright. Truth cut deep in darkest night. Hey,
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Stop going there.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friyay to my sayers of nay. We are going to have a wonderful stream today. We are going to talk about how OnPassive is all about, well, basically paying, praying, and staying. That's all we're doing in OnPassive right now, and that is the theme for today and allegedly for this week. It was a very interesting week at OnPassive. They are all still on a little bit of a high from Ash's message, which was on the 13th, and from Ash's appearance, which was a little while before that. So they're all like, oh, I'm so excited about it. So it's been a very interesting week. Albs is here, and it to scam it as always. Hello, Joe. Good to see you. Joe says, greetings, everyone. Please remember to tip your server and try the Friday fish and chips. That's right. Cash Mastila. Very nice, very nice. Hey. And Mr. Level is here. Good to see you. And Sherry is here. And Fantasia Foot Spray. And Violet says, naysayer reporting for duty. And Devils wants to know, are they millionaires yet? I don't know. I guess, as Joe says, it depends on how you define millionaire. Do you define it as we define it, or as they define it? Because they seem to think that they're future millionaires, and that does make them millionaires today. Hello, Sam. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. And Mark B says, hey. I pray for Ash and his wife every day that they end up in jail. You know, it's a good prayer to do. It's a good prayer to do. And Thomas is here. And don't forget Obeying Queen. That's right. Hello, Angel. Good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful start to the weekend, everyone. I think that we will start this stream as we usually do with our Fridays, because it's, I don't know why we just always start with the meme review, but we do. It's pronounced Cash Moo Steela. Okay, sorry. I guess I did pronounce it Mus Steeler, didn't I? And I guess it's not as good. Okay. Cash, because Ash, Moo Steela, Mufar. Got it. But then it's very confusing because then the picture is Chris Johnson. So, hey. But yes. All right. We got it. Sorry about that. I will try my best to pronounce it better going forward. I will just call you Cash. Cash, something that they do not have. So let's get right into our OnPassive meme review. Yes, OnPassive meme review. We will never run out of the memes here. Never. Again, every time I think we're gonna, we don't. We won't. So we'll start off with something pretty basic. OnPassive. Coming soon. So OnPassive coming soon. You know? OnPassive is coming soon. So I don't know. I don't want to be too harsh. You know, maybe English isn't their first language. But, you know, there's one M. there's one M. If anything, there's too many to choose from. That's right. That's right. My big dreams OnPassive. I love you, Mr. Ash, sir, please. Prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands. Help Indian founders. Pekka's active founders. That's right. That's right. Coming soon. Oh my, Joe. Joe. You didn't have to let us know. 3 words and one is misspelled. It's true. It's true. I don't know. You could probably spell check it, you know, like do a translate in Google Translate, and at least they might spell it correctly. And then that way you don't have spelling errors on your marketing materials. That's just probably not a great look. Doesn't seem that professional. Not that this is all that professional of an ad, but it is pretty basic. I mean, it's just white background, logo. I guess being basic now in marketing is in. This year is the year of basic marketing. So maybe they're trying to do that. Then we have this one with a black background, and it says OnPassive on the side and on the top there. And it says, no need to wait much longer. Anytime we will meet the wonder. And I'm just wondering when any time is. Like, define any time. Anytime we will meet the wonder. Also, this is anytime, you know, anytime in the next 7 years. I'm assuming so. I'm assuming so. Then we have this, which is just, it's an AI mess, isn't it? I mean, maybe this was made with OnPassive AI. You would think so anyway. But down at the bottom, it says opportunity of a lifetime. And we have the global shopping mall. You know, we got 3 L's and then 2 L's. I love it. And then 2x20, which that was a little weird. And then global shopping mall. And this was posted up with an OnPassive founder. And I was like, we're a little bit late in terms of the debit cards and being up at the mall. We already are aware. Also, I don't even know if they have a matrix in OnPassive right now. Too damn busy. It really is. Malls are obsolete. Especially the Dubai Mall now. Then we have this one. This person did know how to spell coming, so, you know, that's the good news. You know? Oh, Lordy, a whole mall when they can't afford bread. Yeah, but they still think that they're all over the Dubai Mall marketing everywhere in Dubai, and that's all fine and dandy still going on, so I'm assuming that that's what they're talking about. Let's hope so, anyway. But it says, coming soon, OnPassive, the world is going to be shocked. And I'm like, it will shock me. It actually will shock me if it launched soon. At this point, I'm just expecting it to take a long time. Coming soon means nothing over here. They've been saying that for 7 years. So, like, when they say it, it doesn't mean what the rest of us think it means. It could mean coming in the next decade. It could be a decade from now, and they'd be like, coming soon. So, you know, I will be shocked. Shocked if they do. This is slightly horrifying. The SEC trial coming soon. Shock and awe incoming. That's right. Taser, taser, taser. I don't know what's going on with this. It's a bit freaky. OnPassive AI. We are all in it to win it. And we have the thought pose, which made me laugh because I was like, that is the one thing they are not doing is critically thinking in OnPassive. But sure, use it. And we have like this, it's a table that I think it's supposed to be OnPassive logos, although they're like not quite right, are they? Like they're just kind of off a little bit. You know, I can't really pinpoint it. The whole thing's off, but like the logos are not really their logos, but they do have the OnPassive logo there. You know, Not the worst. That's right, Joe. We've definitely seen worse. That's for sure. And more scary. That's also for sure. But I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, no, this is a look. Because when I think of winning, I think of sitting around thinking in front of my computer screen. Like I'm definitely winning by just sitting here doing this. That's when I'm in it to win. They forgot their password. They're trying to log in. Then we have, I am victorious. Something big is coming. Probably not OnPassive, as we've discussed. But I like this one. I am victorious. And then we do have the other OnPassive logos down at the bottom. We have O Trim, O Bless. I think that's supposed to be O Mail, but it doesn't really say it. It's like backwards. I don't know why they flipped O Mail, but it's flipped. And then it's O Wallet, O Connect, O Net, O Tracker, O Domain. And then on the side here in pink, it says OP, so OnPassive, Humanity World. So there's a lot going on with that. And, they're OnPassive is their rock, I'm assuming is what this is. Their victorious rock. So come and be victorious with OnPassive today. That rock is for the dyslexic. That's right. Woohoo! Then we have this one. The future of internet around the logo. OnPassive. 5 pillars. And I was like, I've never heard this before. Or if I have, it was very, very, very long time ago. And it was barely a thing. But these are the 5 pillars of OnPassive according to OnPassive Visaka. I don't know if I said that right. I'm so sorry if I didn't. Hello, Sweet Goth. Happy Friyay. Oh, God, the data center. That's right. So we have single sign-on ecosystem. Oh, verify. And for some reason, it's EKYC. I guess that's electronic KYC. Anyway. Own payment bank. So I'm like, you think you're going to own a bank? Like, oh, Lord. Own domains, websites. Thank you for that. And then own data center. Own data center. The 5 pillars of lack of wisdom, you mean, Violet. So I was like, yeah, out of all of these things here, what does OnPassive actually have? And what have they had out of all of these things here the entire time? Only this one. Single sign-on ecosystem. And yeah, again, it's single sign-on to the point where you don't even have 2-factor authentication. Right? And then basically you open 500 tabs. Whenever you go to use a product, it opens up a new tab on the browser, and you're just like there with all different tabs. So when they have 50 products, you're going to have 50 tabs going, and then the ecosystem tab, probably the O Wallet going, and then you'll probably also have YouTube playing in the background because Marty and Chris will be live. It's just a lot. But, out of 5, I guess they got 1. So there's that. There's that. But I was like, this is such a bizarre time to start pulling this out. Is this really the time for this? You would have maybe just not posted this one. Out of all of the ones you could have posted, this was not it. It just wasn't. So I fixed it for them. It's now the 1 pillar of OnPassive. The 1 pillar of OnPassive. Single sign-on ecosystem. Now we get into these fun ones. Everyone always loves these. OnPassive 2.0. We are always positive. Yeah, we'll test that out today. Let's see how positive you are during this stream that I do. Let's see, is everyone just so happy this week? Even Marty and Chris, were they happy this week? Could I have a clip of some negativity maybe? And then down at the bottom, it's signed by good old Nuno. That's Nuno. Good old Nuno. He's done a lot of posting on our Friyays. We've read his stuff quite often. So there he is. Queen has her teacher red pen. I like it. Yes. So it's pretty busy. I'm not really sure what's going on in the background. We got I think OnPassive supposed to be the sun. That's what it looks like to me, over the trees. And for some reason there's bubbles. And Nuno's in a bubble. So there's that. Maybe OnPassive is also in a bubble. I don't know. That's the dude from Pulp Fiction. Oh, Nuno. Nuno. Then there's this one. This one's a little bit more busy. And I stared at this for way too long. I don't want to admit how long. Trying to figure out what the fuck the image was before they destroyed it. And I have no clue. It looks like there's a duck. And I'm like, but why would there be a duck? But then it's OnPassive, so I'm like, yeah, there could be a duck. I don't know. We've seen weirder animals and will. So I was like, maybe, And then there's a circle down at the bottom. That's all I can make out. The rest is all just a big blur. But there is words on it. I know it takes a minute to see them. Other than his name, he definitely made that part clear, which is always funny to me. You'll notice sometimes the tags are clearer than the actual marketing message, if you will. Because remember, when they post these, they're posting them to market OnPassive to the people on their Facebook account. So it's they're hoping that their friends and family are going to see this and go, yeah, I should join this company. They're awesome. And I'm like, I think they're just going to have a stroke. I don't know. But it does say OnPassive with the logo, of course. So what else would it say? And then it says the beginning is approaching, and then 2.0. And of course, he's very clear. All you can for sure make out is the logo, his picture, and his name. Violet agrees. It's a duck. Quack, quack. A weather map of a hurricane? Oh, I think I see a person holding a floating nipple. I don't know what's going on. It's a bad acid trip, man. That is what it looks like, Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Only he'll know. It could be this. It could be this. It's possible that this was the original. But I don't know. It kind of looks semi. Or it might be slightly different. They do add things to it. Because this also says, with the logo OnPassive 2.0, right? The image looks similar. And it says, a new era of the internet begins. And this, of course, is Sean Newas. Or Newas. Newas. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But at least he looks happier here than he does in his usual photos. I will say that. It looks like he took a dump on Nuno's poster and printed it. That is what that looks like. I assume they're using AI to do this, but what kind of prompt would you be using to create that? That's what I always ask myself, Angel. Whenever I see that, I'm like, what did you say to the AI that got them to come up with this? What happened? Did you get them to make a picture of one of their pictures that they made of one of their pictures? I don't understand, Someone dropped a lava lamp. It does look like that. There's paint spill in here. Maybe they're trying to tell us that they're huffing the paint. Graphic design is my passion. That's right. That's right. But you know, he does look happy, so I don't know if these make him happy. I guess let him post. Dubai is pretty like flashy and colorful, so I don't know. Maybe people out there do see this and they're like, "Yeah, this is awesome. Can't wait to join OnPassive." Because this is another one that he did, and as you can see, he doesn't look as happy here. There's quite a difference. Like he little smile going, you know, in comparison to this. In comparison to this. And yeah, we have another, like, that's supposed to be the OnPassive debit card up there in the top right. Again, I don't know why we're bringing it back. I don't know what's going on, but I haven't heard anyone talk about it. But as you know, these things sometimes just randomly show up in their marketing materials. And we don't have any answers. We're like, oh, I guess this person is trying to use that to market again for some reason. But it says 2025 up there in lights, you know, and he's looking kind of angry. Thought he looked constipated before. A big year for OnPassive. And then it has, I think it's supposed to be countries. Like it says America. Okay, that I can tell on the far left, the circle. India's there. I could even, you know, make out that maybe Asie is supposed to be Asia. But I don't know what's going on with the other ones. It looks like they tried to do like Europe. Maybe Australia is supposed to be the other one. And then I think that's Africa, but it's spelled with a K. So, you know, I guess it's the countries. That's what we're doing here. He's mad at his spell checker. The debit card, right. You mean bootleg go to bank card, right. Looks like someone drowning with the hand holding for a rescue. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this picture. I'm just going to bring that up next. It looks like a crest of some sort. But as Sweet just said, the person looks like they're asking to be rescued from the ocean because it's swallowed them. It's just not great. And again, you have to ask yourself, what am I supposed to get from the message? Like, it's a big year because you're going to unlock OnPassive in all these countries with this fake debit card. Like, okay. OnPassive will rescue you, or he'll come rescue you with OnPassive, maybe is the message. It's a flat earth. He does look depressed here in comparison to the other one. It's like, just smile next time, dude. We like you better when you're smiling. See? Like in this one. You guys probably remember him from this. The good old cup from last week. I think it was last week. My weeks are starting to run together. Because this week, they posted up this. OnPassive family staying positive. And what's funny is, as you can see, they've put all their faces on these glasses. Might recognize a couple. And it says OnPassive founder, right? You know, just like his does. OnPassive founder, it's the same one. But then for Ash Mufara's, you would think it would say OnPassive CEO, but his says OnPassive founder too, up at the top there. And I just got a kick out of that. I was kind of like, oh no, did he finally get demoted? Because he should, you know, like any other CEO would have. But I was just kind of like, ooh, little oversight. That's not good. Maybe a hookah. But of course, it says OnPassive family staying positive, and then they have. I couldn't help but notice the chess pieces. That's chess pieces. and a peace sign. Peace. We grew up so fast. Huh? Do they have merch going? No. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm like, I don't know why we're posting this. Like, there was no link to any, like, you can't buy one of these. Thank God. Who's buying these? But the funny thing is, if somebody did do merch, like, within their OnPassive organization, movement, cult, you know, if somebody was like, oh, I'll put together these mugs, I'm sure people would buy them. And then maybe they could make some money off of OnPassive. But instead they just post like a picture of it. You're like, oh, okay. Like, thank you, I guess. Like, cool mug, you know? But no, you can't buy it or anything. So again, it's like, what are you going to get from that marketing? Well, as Violet pointed out, you're probably going to think that you can buy that mug. Because, like, why else would you post that mug up? You know, like, this is what I mean. And you have to think, too, like, the average person out there, they have no clue what the fuck OnPassive is, probably. So especially if they come across this and they're not a naysayer, they have no clue. They're going to just think it's some cool mug thing. Like, place that sells glassware. I don't know. They're not going to think it's a technology company, though. That would not be their guess, I am sure. At least cups would be a real product, exactly. As a chess player, I'm embarrassed. I thought you were just joking, Sam. Oh, they're chess pieces. I thought it was a founder sitting on the toilet. It does look very bizarre. It does. And it's not large either. It's small. You know, it's only a corner of it. So, are they organic mugs? Asking the real questions now. It's a brick and mortar cup. That's right. They built it from the ground up. Then we have this post. Sleeping people will wake up very soon. And I'm kind of like, well, that's mean. Why do you want to wake up people when they're sleeping? Like, dude, just let them take a nap, damn it. You know, like, what do you mean? But of course it means, like, will wake up very soon. The people that are joining right now, aren't rushing to join and be an OnPassive co-founder, will wake up real soon and want to be a part of OnPassive. They keep telling themselves that. I keep telling them that they're wrong, but it's like they don't listen to me, you know? Then we have this post, OnPassive Global Team Dubai, #OnPassive from Sandeep. And I'm so sorry. I'm not going to even try the last name. Wake me up for OnPassive. I'll be grouchy. That's right. That's right. And it says, OES not working. Something good is going to happen. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, no. This is the only tech company where when things don't work, they go, oh, this is great. You know? Because they don't have any tech. That's really what it is. But it's like, this is not a good mentality to have. Like, you can't be telling yourself that when things go wrong, that means that something good is coming. Like, Ash must be doing work on it, so it's coming. But they're, like, so desperate, too, for something to happen. You know, 7 years of waiting, you start to go a little loony, and you start to just be like, oh my God, I can't log in for a minute. Woohoo, something's happening, you know? I'm sure. Because think about just how you would feel if you were one of them right now. And again, you've been in it for at least a few years. because people haven't been able to register since June of 2022. So everyone's been in since at least then, or longer, right? Most since like 2020, they really got a lot of people, right? With the panorama and everything that was going on in 2020. They seemed to jump up in membership around then after they had a big influx in like 2019, but then they also had some people leave, which then made it kind of pop off in 2020, right? I want what he's smoking, please. I have a flat tire. What a wonderful day. Only in their minds does that logic work. And listen, there's nothing wrong with being positive. It's just, this is toxic positivity is what this is. When nothing's working, it means that Ash is working 24/7. No wonder everyone is excited. But it's true though. Like I know you're joking, but it's like, it's funny because it's true as well. Because that almost is their mentality. Like, they really think that Ash is working super duper hard behind the scenes. And that, like, when something like this happens, like the OES crashes for a few hours or something, they immediately go, oh, that's because Ash has been doing all this hard work, so we're about to get something. But nothing happened. All right, and I believe that it's back up and running now. I never had an issue with it. Over here on my end, like, I could always log in. So I was kind of like, I don't know what they keep talking about, but apparently people were having some issues. Now, sometimes there can be like blackouts in certain areas, I've heard. So maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But yeah, pretty much when nothing's working, it means Ash is working. So everyone's excited all the time because, you know, I am Ash Mufara, and I am King of Chaos. That's what it should be. Instead, it's just...
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
You know? You know? Also, when? When is something good going to happen? Because, once again... something good is going to happen. You didn't even say soon, but I'm kind of like, I can't trust what your timelines are. All we can do is log in, right? And it's like, then that doesn't happen. And then what? What happens when we can't do that for a little while? And it's funny because anywhere else, that would be kind of a panic. Right? Like, you would be like, oh my God, what's going on? And why can't I log in? But they're like, oh my God, something good's going to happen. And it just goes to show the amount of brainwashing that has gone on here, really. But, you know, Paul might give us some hope. Because Paul wrote a comment out there in Facebook groups talking about OnPassive. You know? And he said, they took our money and got nothing in return. You can't even find anyone to talk to. Why we all bought founder positions for. Everyone tells me I got scammed. There is 300 or so gone. So Paul probably bought OConnect. It is astronomical how many scams there are out there. Have a blessed day today, everyone. And I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry, but I'm glad that you saw the light so that you don't lose another 300. And I hope that you have a blessed day today and a wonderful weekend. Then we have this one. The Indians. The Indian O founders. And then I believe that's the Burj Khalifa in the picture. I'm assuming so. I mean, that looks like it. That makes the most sense. It's just a weird picture of it. So I'm kind of like, you know, it's hard to see for me. I received my commission. What the fuck? This shit is broken. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And they'd be like, oh, well, that means something must be happening. So this one says, all Indian founders, very, very lucky. Get ready, reshape all ours. Life change start. Coming. I think that's also supposed to be coming. We really need to teach them how to spell coming. It's a problem, as you see. Seems to be the hardest word. Coming days. Then we have a bunch of money bags. And it goes fire, 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 fire. And a thumbs up. OnPassive AI. So hopefully OnPassive AI will show up in the coming days because it doesn't exist right now and never has. So all Indian founders, very, very lucky. We just got to teach them how to spell coming. Never mind something. When is anything going to happen, right? That looks like something I would do. What, log in? Then we have a post from Vineet Verma. I like this name. Control your horse and let what's happening happen. So control your horse, guys. And what do horses say? Nay! I know it's not the same spelling, but close enough, okay? Beware of any personal speculations. Mr. Ash is still working, and he is not done yet. Drop any date. Try to understand the process. Stay positive. Stay real. And keep your faith in OnPassive. Control your horse. I don't own a horse. Control your horse, damn it. It's almost like you guys were just having the conversation, you know? So keep your faith in OnPassive, of course. We are so in it to win it. Explosion, explosion, explosion. Peace, peace, peace. Hashtag OnPassive. Hashtag OnPassive with heart. Hashtag OnPassive ecosystem. Hashtag OnPassive products. Hashtag Ash Mufara. Of course. And it was posted with this picture. This picture here says, Mine World. Mine OnPassive. And they're watching it as a movie. I don't know why it's Mine World. I guess we also got to teach them about the word my along with coming. That could be dangerous, but anyway. Mr. Ash hasn't started yet. Yeah, so he ain't coming soon. Mine. That's all I could think of when I saw that. Was I thought of Finding Nemo and the seagulls. It's all I could think of. And they're mine. You know. Also, OnPassive, brought to us by Disney and Pixar. Because obviously this is Inside Out here. So we've stolen from Inside Out. Disney and Pixar. I hope we got their permission because Disney is not a corporation you want to steal anything from for your marketing materials. Just saying. But you know, OnPassive could always ask Disney if they want to partner, and Disney might say yes because Disney has partnered with LuLaRoe in the past, a very bad MLM, and Disney is partnered with Sensi right now. So, like, I'm sure they wouldn't really be against it, you know? You know? So even Sweet Nose using a Disney Pixar movie, yeah. I was like, I would not post this for my marketing. Let's not do this. This is not a good idea. Also, it made me miss Bill Musk Productions, who is still gone. So I hope he comes back to us soon. You don't mess with the mouse. No, you don't. You don't. Disney's like very, very particular about that. Okay, you don't use anything of Disney's without their permission. The Nemo Seagulls. Good morning. Disney will terminate you with no notice. They actually will, though. Like, they will sue the fuck out of you.
We will terminate you without a notice. You're gone. No joke. We will terminate you without a notice.
All right, you really can't use Disney. If I were you guys, I would definitely
Stop going there.
just don't, just don't. Then there was this one. All right, and it's a lot. I feel like this is actually just a collage of many. But at least it's pretty minimalist in terms of the ones that they usually pick for such collages. And the collage isn't all that bad, but let's break it down a bit. So we have this with the OnPassive products and, some weird, I like how they put OnPassive with a triangle there. That's great fun. I love OnPassive in a heart, the logo with a bunch of hands around it. I believe we've seen like all of these in the past. So now that they're not really running out of memes, but they're also just like making collages of their memes at the same time, like their old memes, and it's a little weird. So maybe they are running out of ideas. Then there's this one with just the logo, and they got OnPass Oh Bless there. And OnPassive, I don't know what that is in the background. It looks like a guy with a giant nose to me, so maybe they're trying to tell us that they're liars. And then we have The Brave Robot, which that would be a fun movie. Maybe Will Smith could star in that one. And then we have the OnPassive office right there. And I was kind of like, yeah, you guys don't have that office anymore. But, I mean, if you want to post it up, that's great fun. So, that was kind of the top and the bottom of the collage. And then you guys might remember Superman Ash, right? It's been a little while since we've seen Superman Ash. But Superman Ash, he's a regular here on Fridays with the Sayer of Nays on my channel here. We see him a lot. They love to do Superman Ash. But they gave it a rest for a little bit, so I can't lie. I was quite happy to see him again. I was like, hello, Superman Ash. Good to see you. It's been a while. And then they have this picture here of Ash, which, again, not the most flattering, but I guess it looks like he's having fun. It really does. So, Devil's Advocate had to come and just make sure he was having a really great time. And he made this meme out of it. Now use your left hand and some spit. Dare I say, Hawk Tua on that thing. So, there was that. We're always having fun here. Clark Kent Ash. We're always having fun here. So there was that. That was great fun. I liked that. And again, if you want to send me your memes, go for it. My email is on the channel, and I can also leave it in the chat for you. You can email them to me, or you can come and find me on Facebook, Queen of Karma. Just look that up, and you can send them to me there too. Or if you have Discord, look me up, and if you are a member, I'll be posting the Discord, so look for that. And that is it for this week's episode of our fantastic OnPassive meme review. Yeah, great fun. Great fun as always. Gotta love the memes. Ali is here, and he says, Trump wants to take over Canada. Talk about the relationship between America and Canada. That's the relevant news right now. What Canada is going to do. Trump is raising tariff to 100% for Canada. Ali, I don't get political on my channel in that sense. And I'm not worried that Trump is going to take over Canada. Or about the tariff situation, which has already been taken back by Trump and he's not going forward with it. But thank you for coming in to let me know what the relevant news is. If I was Deaf Noodles, then I would care. And I would be out here doing irrelevant news. And I would probably talk about that. But I am not Deaf Noodles. Thank God for that. And so I will not be touching on that today. But I have in the past discussed the QAnon cult and what that has to do with Trump. And then YouTube and a bunch of Trump supporters got the video taken down. So what do you people want from me, damn it? Baron, good to see you. I hope you're having a lovely start to your weekend. Is Susie off camera? She's just hula hooping. You know, she's off camera right now, just a hula hooping. That's right. We will be turning the new bridge over the Detroit River into scrap metal. Mark B says Trump can't take over Canada because Mufara has taken over the world. That's right. You go, Pinky in the Brain. I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyway, I want to get into Julie's video because Julie's back at it again. She gave it a rest for like a week. I don't know if I like scared her or something. But she did post out more promotional material. As I said, Bill Musk still isn't really around. But don't worry, we still have a dance break. So there's that. But let's get into this fabulous marketing material video that Julie posted to get people to come and, you know, want to be a part of OnPassive. Big question. Have you ever asked? Also, wait, is that supposed to be Julie? It doesn't really look like her, but it kind of does, but no. No. Well, this is going to take forever. Julie, why is this so slow? What if AI didn't just chase profits, but empowered humanity, right? The suspense. Trusty Musty is still MIA. That's right. He is. This so long. All right, that's a little better, Julie. We're building something different, a system that works for you. Because all the other systems out here, they don't work. They don't work for anyone. I mean, that's the real problem. We're all out here. We're never able to get anything done in the world because all of the systems are broken down and none of them work. Thank God we're on that. What would we do? Boy, this music. Sign up at CoolAIHub.com and subscribe. Thank you. And that's it. Yep, that's it. That's it. That's all. So I guess thank you, Julie. Thank you. But it's like, first of all, this took forever to show up. It drove me insane. What if AI didn't just chase profits? AI doesn't chase profits. They don't get paid, Julie. But the thing is that in order to create the AI, okay, you have to have materials, you have to manufacture, you have to pay employees. You know, there's things you have to do when you're running a business. All right? Even with software, you have to pay out to make the product and then maintain that product. Okay? So you can't really have a business that runs and does not make any money at all, any profit. And it's confusing because the way that OnPassive says that they're going to uplift humanity, is by all becoming millionaires and then using that money to save the world. So it's like, okay, but you want people to buy these products, then you think you're going to get all the money. Somehow, though, these products are just going to keep running, after they're magically made by, I guess, people that don't want to get paid or something. And like, how are the products going to help humanity? They don't really, And how is that then going to equate to you helping humanity? How are you empowering people with these products when you're asking them to pay too? Like, you're not just in this for the goodness of your heart. You want them to purchase your products. So, like, you want money from them. So, like, you are in it for profit. It's just you also want them to join so that they're also, like, in it for profit. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's like, you want to use this profit in order to save humanity. But then you tell us that you're not about the profit, you're about the humanity. It's like, okay, so then are we supposed to just think, oh, you're just like, but just throw us a little money. It's just bizarre. The whole thing's bizarre. Just say what you're here for. I don't know if there's anyone out here that's really judging and going, oh my God, a company that wants to make money. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that are anti-capitalism, and I may be, but that's not the complaint here. So it's just always very strange that that's what they always hone in on. We're all about heart. We're not about the money. Lord. I was driving, so this is a belated comment. I love a good deaf noodles burn. I appreciate you read out the text on the graphics because I am listening but can't see the video while I shop. Yeah, I try to if they have them and they don't read them out because I realize that some people may not be looking, which is why I also describe the memes a little bit, which people sometimes are like, Queen, your meme review would be shorter if you didn't describe every single one. And I'm like, but what if there's people that aren't looking at the screen right then? Also, how do we make fun of them if I'm not describing what I'm seeing? Come on, people. Come on. But yeah, they're all about empowered humanity. That AI and how it's going to empower humanity. And speaking of AI and empowering humanity, there is still a Bill Musk video that you guys haven't seen yet. So don't worry, I'm bringing a little bit of Bill Musk today. So without further ado, it is time for the dancing diaper baby video, the fake version.
There's a whisper in the wires, circuits coming alive, a spark in the silence, the future has arrived. Code is running faster than the speed of light. Innovation knows and shining oh so bright. We built the dream, now it's here to stay. A digital dawn lighting up the way. It's coming, it's coming. looking behind, a world transformed, intelligence combined, not here to replace, but to elevate a brand new world. Don't hesitate. Genre or tone.
Did you guys catch that at the end? So obviously they use AI to make the songs. And I guess they use AI to write the songs, because if you use AI at the bottom, it will say, it'll ask you a question like, do you want me to tweak this? And at the bottom it said, you want me to change anything or change the tone? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, those little robots. They grow up so fast, don't they? Don't they? Yeah, they're like, do you want to change the genre or tone? And I'm like, oh, Lord, they forgot to take out the last little bit from the AI bot, so it ended up in the song, and I guess they also didn't catch it. I don't know. Or maybe they did, and they were like, nobody else will. Because they seem to think that everybody in OnPassive is not intelligent. I mean, they think that. They think that. So yesterday, granted it was quite late, I've had a crazy week, but yesterday I posted up a video where I was reacting to Jeffrey Morlock talking about the SEC. And the reason why I wanted to upload that video quickly before today was for good reason. Because you see, in that video, we got clickbaited into Jeffrey barely talking about the SEC, but still do go and watch it. We had fun. But then, just last week, Jeffrey actually did end up discussing what is going on with the SEC. For real.
Hello, and a wonderful OnPassive day to you. I hope that you are having an awesome day. I know that I am, and I'm looking forward to just spending a couple of minutes with you here today. So I hope you saw the drop-down message in the back office. It's a brand new one. It was put up there. It speaks of taking hold of success, which would be impossible without drastic changes. It also talks about change being inevitable and how we should probably embrace it. I think it'd be a good thing. Of course, we all knew that, right? We all know that. I mean, we've all been talking about change and mindset and all sorts of good stuff for a long time. Now, the new message also talks about there being a bright future ahead, some wonderful updates going on. Personally, I've got some great expectations, which we'll talk about. But first, on the less positive side, there's a message that also indicates that some of our leaders are harassing the community by promoting some quote-unquote garbage programs. Now, I've not personally experienced that, but it sounds like there's some cross-recruiting going on. I get it. Things have turned out or haven't turned out quite perhaps like we had expected them to, and investigating options to fill that void is a pretty normal response for anybody that's trying to make ends meet for their family.
But we're still going to shame you and scold you for it, and we're going to tell you not to use the people in OnPassive. Which, remember, if you sign up for OnPassive, right, then you were told to sign up all of your friends and your family. So, like, let's be real. If you go join another MLM to, like, make some dough in the meantime, because you're all into hustle culture and that's all you know is MLMs online, right? Who are you going to ask to join that one then? Right? You're going to then go to your friends and your family, your network, your social network. That's who you're supposed to go to. And it's almost this like weird thing where now that people have taken their social networks with them, to OnPassive. Hopefully they still have people out of this thing around them that can like help them all out eventually. But, just think, if somebody signed up their family and their friends for this thing, right? It's almost now like OnPassive is like, okay, we now own these people. Like, they're no longer your family and friends. So, like, if you have another thing that you want to do, you can't ask them. They're now our members. And they're founders in OnPassive. So, like, if you're joining another MLM, you got to find somebody else. And it's like, okay, but, like, I don't think MLMs are going to be successful, but it's like, they do. So it's like, who do you think that they're going to ask then? Like, what do you mean? Like, and it's kind of like they have one nerve. Like, those were my friends and family. I brought them here. And now you're telling me that I can't ask them to join this other opportunity with me? Because if you're in that MLM mindset and you're in this cult right now, and again, this is the only way you know how to make money online is doing that. So that's all you're doing. So when they're like, yeah, sure, go do something in the meantime, that's what you're going to go do, like, hello. It's like, now you're fucked. Like, who are you asking? And you're going to think, oh, well, I should be able to ask my friends and family. They're my friends and family. And OnPassive is like, no, that's cross-promoting. I just find it very bizarre. It's like they're embracing this, taking ownership of these people as people in OnPassive. And it's like, okay, but again, what do you expect? What do you expect? That's all they know. So yeah, when you're like, I'll make money in the meantime, that's what they're going to go do. Who are they going to ask to join? The friends and family. Most of them already in this one, I guess. Because those people are also like, oh yeah, MLMs, It's a disease, I tell you.
But if you're doing that, just please do it ethically. We all know what it's about. We know we need to be doing the right thing. Still, in line with the new message, I'd like to encourage us, as always, to stay focused on the hope that great changes are on the way and productive actions are taking place, not only on the global level, but also within OnPassive, right?
And it's like, Jeffrey, how the fuck do you know? Like, how do you know? Do you know things that we don't know? Like, you're deeper in this than we thought, Jeffrey.
Even in disappointment or negative feeling outcomes, we can keep a positive outlook.
Oh, cross-promoting. What are they going to do? Expel them from OnPassive paradise? I'm glad you asked. Hold that question.
It'll keep us moving toward a positive outcome. There we go. Keep us working to a positive outcome. In fact, I'm continuing personally to dream big simply because I know that we're in recovery. We've been in recovery. And that, to me, that one fact alone should speak volumes about who we are and the resilience that we operate with, right? Now, you may recall.
It's really weird that they're so excited about this, and also how they all bring up the cross-promoting thing. Like, they're all excited that Ash brought that up in the back office and like scolded people for it. It's weird. And then him and his whole, oh, well, I still have faith because of this. Like, it's the same bullshit that they say every single time in the back office. What do you mean?
Back earlier in September of last year, I was telling us all, hey, just chill out, keep the faith, hang on until about the end of this first quarter. That video is still up if you want to go listen to it.
I told everyone, he says. I told everyone to hang out until the end of the first quarter. So end of April. Right? Technically, I guess it would be the end of March, wouldn't it? But over here, when I was working, we finished ours by the end. But anyway, end of March, whatever, end of the month. But right around now, coming up any day, the next few weeks or whatever, something is going to happen. So he's like, I put out this video a while ago, guys, and I told you that right now is when things were going to start happening. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But I don't understand what has made them think that. It's all the same thing.
And I was saying that's when I expected to start seeing some movement, right? And everything I was saying back then was counting on a couple of different things. Number one, Ash Mufara's drive and resilience for OnPassive, right? And number two,
which again, they just assume exists. I mean, I guess you could say he has drive because there was a time where he was showing up and doing like 5-hour webinars every day talking about it. But like nothing's being done. You know, right now he's probably just dealing with this lawsuit.
New government administration that was coming in, and I excuse me, I said in one of those videos that I hope would help pave the way for success. I've seen a lot of things happening, and there
it is. Look at it. You just had to wait a little while. So Jeffrey thinks that because Trump has been stopping several of the SEC cases, you know how I was worried about Trump getting elected in case it would affect the SEC cases against MLMs and scams? And I had several people on here, e.g. lately, telling me that I was fucking crazy for thinking that Trump getting elected could have anything to do with it. And I was like, no, that's part of the plan. That's what he wants to do. It's one of the reasons why he wants to get elected. I don't know if we get different news, all right? Because I'm in Canada. And in the U.S., they are very, very particular. It's like Korea or something about what you're allowed to know and take in or what's going on. But it was like nobody had ever heard of Project 2025, and I must have made it up. And remember, there's been several SEC litigations now against MLMs and scams that have been getting shut down. So they are like, oh yay, we just have to hold on. And then the OnPassive SEC case will be shut down. And right now, I don't have any hope to give you. I cannot tell you anymore that the SEC case against OnPassive is safe. I can't assure you of that. I can tell you that I hope it is, because there's a reason why some of these cases have been getting thrown out, and it has to do with who they're connected to. So I don't think that this one will be on the radar, if you know what I'm saying, because nobody's ever heard of this. So, why would Trump have this one thrown out? You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can't assure you of that right now, because I'm not 100% confident anymore that there's going to be an SEC in the United States, unfortunately. And as a Canadian, I have no control over that. People keep coming in here wanting me to touch on these things. I don't have control on them. I can't do anything about Trump being your president and doing that. I did a couple posts. I spoke out a bit. I said, please just keep this in mind while you're voting. That's all I can do as a Canadian. I can't vote in the USA, so it's kind of out of my hands. And honestly, over here in Canada, as Ali brought up, we aren't exactly fans of Trump right now. So I don't know what you want from me. Like, because people also get mad at me for like not supporting Trump. And I'm like, but I didn't like Trump from before he was president. I'm not just going to be like, oh, well, he's the USA president. Better like and respect him now. You obviously don't know what kind of autist I am. I cannot just respect authority. I'm actually very much the opposite of that. I'm kind of an anarchist because of that. I have a hard time. I have to have a reason. They have to earn my respect. And unfortunately, because of his past with scams and his cult-like behavior, it would be really bizarre if I was like, woohoo, go Trump. And then I came out here every day talking about cults and MLMs. Like, I don't know. Like, I've made it very clear who I am as a person. Like, I don't know what you want from me. And I think it's not fair also to expect me not to be like, please just keep this in mind. We want the SEC cases to go ahead and help us shut these things down. We've been begging them to help for years. You know, they finally got new people running it, and we're starting to do good at things again. And now here we are. And it's just like, like, I don't know. So right now, just like Canada is doing with everything, I also have to concentrate on how I can get things shut down here. Because as of right now, there is no Canadian case against OnPassive. And boy, have they preyed on Canadians. That is something that I can do that is in my control. I can only do what's within my control. Either way, I can also promise you that I will be continuing, no matter what, to continue to track this cult and also speak out about it and try to hold Ash accountable for what he promises to these people alongside the recovering Hunbot, because somebody has to. So, I mean, I've been here, so I will keep doing that. That I can also assure you of, you know? So that's just what Jeffrey is kind of banking on, I think, right now. And this is something that we have talked about before, right after the election. I showed you guys that they were celebrating Trump being elected because of that. Which, again, I don't like to get super political over here because it's kind of like if I turn people away. Listen, there's political cults. And if I start turning people away based on their political views, how am I supposed to help them out of the political cult? How do you want me to help them if I am not speaking with them? I kind of have to have a bridge there. And this is why if somebody in my community supports Trump, I don't immediately go, oh my God, you're a Trump supporter. Like, goodbye, you're unmodded, you're out of here. Peace out, fuck you. And people don't really understand that either. It's like, I have to be over here too, based on who I am as a person, and not be a hypocrite either, and go, hopefully this person, through more education into these topics and this kind of thing, you know, just like we hope for the people in OnPassive, and we hope for the people in MLMs, and we hope for the people in Scientology, and we hope for the people in the Love is One cult, or in the Galactic Federation of Light, or Ekankar, or any of the other ones I've covered. We have to kind of hope that eventually they wake up and they want to leave. But turning them away is not how to do that. But obviously, he is very, very, very much like, and this is the thing, like I said, I personally don't think that You know, any new laws against MLMs? Yeah, unfortunately, though, that's something that we've been fighting back and forth. That's not just Trump, though, that one. The not being able to make new laws about MLMs, like, we've been fighting to be able to make the laws. like the whole time. Like they've always kind of been protected by the law. And we had to be like, no, they're pyramid schemes that you've made legal. What are you doing? So I can't blame that one on Trump. But like Angel says here, that's my fear too. The case will stand until Elon shuts down the SEC completely. Ash doesn't have the connections to get it thrown out before that point. And this is what I want to say. I don't think that it would be on his radar. And mainly because, as Albs points out, a lot of the cases dropped have been high profile, mostly crypto cases. There's a reason why they're dropped. A lot of them are attached to, like, one of Trump's buddies. This is very much a personal feat. You know? And we've always had issue with the SEC, the FTC, the management trying to make laws with them about MLMs. Like, it's always been a fight. That's why the anti-MLM community existing is so important. Because that's who goes, hey, let's change these laws. It's just been an issue, but I don't think that it will affect OnPassive and the SEC case with OnPassive unless the whole SEC gets shut down. There are still a lot of things that would have to happen for the whole SEC case to get shut down. So I'm just not panicking right now. Try not to. But I'm not that worried. It's just like, but it is kind of something that they are going to use now to be like, oh yeah, that can happen, guys. So like full speed ahead, 2.0 coming soon. And they are and have been. Yes, it's true that Musk doesn't like the SEC. He's been stung by them in the past and will most likely try and limit their powers. Let's hope that doesn't happen. It's already started to, like I said, like it's not like they were always on our side, like fighting alongside us, and we had a great relationship either. Okay, so it's I can't put it all on Trump, but right now there are some things going on, right? And it's been all over the news that several of these SEC cases are not going through anymore. And so people are going to use it. And this is the thing, is that I have a hard time with political propaganda. Like, I'm constantly trying to be careful. And I don't want to, like, fall for it. And I don't watch the actual news to get my information because of that. Because I find that they're like, you should have our beliefs. And I'm like, I don't want to have any of your beliefs. I want to have my own damn beliefs. I want to use critical thinking skills. And then I want to come to a conclusion based on facts. That's it. That's all. And no emotion, none of that other stuff. I don't like identity politics. It drives me nuts. That kind of thing. But I try not to get too political because I also don't want people to feel polarized or people to feel isolated or people to feel like, oh, well, I'm more conservative, so maybe I can't watch this channel because it's crazy liberal lady or something. Like, I'm very aware that that is a thing that exists. And I'm really not a crazy... We were laughing because I got called a bread tuber recently, and that was hella funny. I was like, yeah, have we not met? I'm either considered like the closest thing to a Nazi by them, or I'm a damn bread tumor. I can't win, no matter what spectrum. They can't make up their mind what end I'm on. Still, Ash doesn't have the money to get OnPassive going again and can't facilitate a payment processor. I'm almost 100% certain that's right. All hail the CBC. Yeah, like I don't even watch that. That's what I mean. I go about different avenues to get my information. And if I am watching something that's a news source, I try to watch what the other sides are all saying. What are all sides saying about this? Because the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. If you want to be real, that I fully believe that. Especially like these days. Okay, if anything, it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. We need to bring back people learning about media literacy, because I heard that was also taken away in the US, and that's not good.
Said as much in those videos. Now, if you haven't seen the video of Dr. Bill and me, please, I encourage you to go find it.
I encourage you to go find it. It's like, why couldn't you link it down below, Jeffrey? Lord. But yeah, I don't think that OnPassive versus the SEC is going to be on Trump's radar. You know, they don't know about it, but the OnPassive O founders, they believe that Trump knows about it and that he's like, I'll protect them. We'll have Ash save all of humanity. But then at the same time, the government is trying to stop him from saving humanity with the technology products, along with all of corporate America, who you would think Elon Musk would like be in charge of or something. Like if they have a king and a leader, wouldn't it be him? You know, in the US at least. I don't know. But yeah, anyway.
Has his picture on it. We're talking about all sorts of neat stuff that we're now in the thick of, right? Well, we are at that point right now where I indicated that we should start seeing something break loose, right? One action feeding another. So
yes, that's the thing. I also don't like labels. So like I don't like being like proclaiming myself as this one thing. Like being like, I am a liberal, or I am a conservative, or I am a libertarian. Like I don't really have like a group ideology where I'm like, oh yeah, all those points, that's me. I kind of pull a little bit from everywhere. So I'm a mixture of everything rolled up into a big giant wet ball.
to speak. In other words, what is going on with the government and the things like that will have some fallout on some of the three-letter agencies, and hopefully...
Stop making me political. Between you and Ali, I'm losing this battle today.
It'll help. So what I'm expecting to see is some serious movement with OnPassive, and we're going to be seeing some of that progress on several fronts, I believe, which is to say I do expect notable progress.
Like, well, who the hell are you, and why should I listen to you? They keep telling us that the only people that we should listen to are Ash Mufareh and the back office. That's it. So the only place we should get info from is the back office. Only listen to what Ash says. But then they keep on coming out and doing these webinars, these live streams. They call them webinars, whatever. It's not really a webinar, but you know, these live streams where they're allegedly like giving us instruction. I'm like, excuse me, sir, I'm not supposed to be listening to you, remember?
In the coming weeks. And I'm believing the lion's share of all that activity is going to prove to be the result of the SEC loosening its grip, which I've already seen in other cases. I'm now seeing it with the SEC, I believe, with OnPassive. And I hope that we're going to see the whole SEC thing, right, with OnPassive settled as a result. We just would like it to go away. And I believe removing the SEC cloud that's hanging over us, been hanging over us for 4 or 5 years now, is going to open the floodgates, so to speak, for tons of things to happen that should have already happened that were previously deliberately prevented.
You may have noticed that Jeffrey said that the SEC case has been looming over them for 5 years now. just funny. Just funny because they were made aware of the fact that they were being sued by the SEC until 2023. It's only a couple of years ago, right? Yet he says 5 years ago. And I'm wondering if Jeffrey knows more about the SEC, you know, and the investigation than we do. Because I'm kind of like, interesting, he said it's been going on. Like, how did you know that the investigation started 5 years ago? I'm not even like fully sure of that. I just kind of, you know, like that's the information that they're mainly talking about. And I know that they started their investigation a few years before they actually, you know, filed the lawsuit. But I couldn't be like, oh, it began in 2020. Like, I can't even say that. And I actually have read it. I don't think you have, but I actually have. And I've been following it, you know? But he's very adamant, and he goes, it's been 5 years. And I get up and wonder, was that just Jeffrey making a mistake? You know, like, I'm reading way too much into this right now. And he's just, like, pulling a number out of his ass, you know? He's like, oh, when they started, that's been looming over us for 5 years, you know? And then I'm, like, hyper-focusing on it. Or is that a Freudian slip? And because remember, he's the first one to get a deposition, which makes you wonder, what does he know? Where they're like, you know, one of the very first people we want to talk to under oath is Jeffrey Morlock. Because I think for a lot of us, that was a little bit of a shock. We were kind of like, really, Jeffrey? Out of all of the, that's who you are calling in right now? Like, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they're getting him out of the way because he's actually the least involved. You know, that could also be it. But I think we thought it would be like Marty or Chris or something. We would be hearing about it from first, you know? Hello, Gogo. I never make major life decisions without consulting the back office. That's right. I was going to check it. Jeffrey, whatever rubbish you spout, you are not going to become a millionaire either way, right? It's like you can say it any way you want. They always just repeat the same things over and over again. But this one's a little new because he's bringing up the SEC a lot more than he did in yesterday's video. Jeffrey thought the SEC was going to put him in prison when he just went in for a deposition. So the fact they didn't means things are loosening. Maybe that's what it is, right? Right? That must be it. The plot thickens. I always have to wonder. You know, it's just something to kind of throw out there. I don't have the answer. I'm not going to all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, so this is what I'm going to drop on you right now. No, that's not what is about to happen. But it does make me wonder because I couldn't help but notice that that it's been like 5 years. I'm like, really? You like thought the whole time that you were in this thing, the SEC was coming for you? Because, well, that wouldn't be good now, would it? Jeffrey's like, ever since I signed up for OnPassive, I've just been waiting for the SEC to come and file a litigation on us. Damn it. That cloud's been looming. I'm like, I don't know if you want to tell people that, Jeffrey. Ash will be mad. I think Jeffrey was one of the first founders with a large team under him and one of the first founders who joined the leadership team, Mark B said. And that is the thing. He was one of the leadership council people, right? So I'm wondering if that's who they're probably going to deposition, especially since it is mainly from, like, they're talking about the whole operation from the beginning, right? So it would make some sense. See, Gogo says it was weird that he was the first, right? Hey, Salami. Good thing your name isn't Baloney, Lord.
Now, my confidence has been greatly boosted by receiving confirmation today through two separate credible sources that on March 6th, the court entered an order pausing OnPassive's NEC case or SEC case, right? I believe it's called a joint motion to stay discovery. Now, my understanding, though not confirmed, is that they have until May 7th to iron things out. OnPassive's legal team is not going to depose me like the SEC did as long as that stay is in effect. And if the case settles, they're not going to have to depose me or ask for any more additional testimony, which is cool, but I was kind of looking forward to that. So let's hang on to OnPassive, right? While doing.
Were you though? Or you're trying to get out of it?
What we need to do to take care of our family.
I mean, Ash's lawyer was being an ass about it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did post a video up. It'll be in my videos tab discussing all that, so you can check that out after. But okay, I guess he was excited for the deposition. Good to know.
But we have to do it ethically. So if you're marketing something else, do it ethically, okay?
I'm convinced they have no clue what that word means, ethically.
Okay? But remember, OnPassive's in recovery. We're starting to move forward. Things are really starting to heat up, and we got some high expectations. So remember, how we do anything is how we do everything. Thank you for watching.
And it's not looking that good, Jeffrey. Sorry to say.
I hope that you've enjoyed this. Please do like and subscribe and hit me with some questions if you have them. Thank you.
Alrighty. So that was basically Jeffrey coming out here to bitch about the SEC case a little bit, but tell us all that he hopes that Trump, makes it go away so that cloud isn't looming anymore. But then he was also letting everyone know that last September he told everyone, oh, just wait until the end of the fiscal year and then big things are happening. So don't worry, big things are about to happen any second now. Ooh, excuse me, any second now. If he was looking forward to answering questions to those losers in the federal government well under oath, then he's a complete clown, right? Those losers will ruin your life just to look busy. Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, Jeffrey, good luck. Good luck to you. But I just found that fascinating. At least he actually did touch on the case a little bit there, We weren't clickbaited again. At least there's that. And I think what we're going to listen to next is, I think we're going to hear from Chris and Marty, because, they had quite a lot to say this last week, a lot of nothing. But they did go on a bit of a rant recently that was quite fun.
I think that when I see things being posted the wrong way, what you're doing, especially using our faces, you can watch any live.
Especially using our faces, he says. And I'm like, who's choosing to put their faces on their marketing materials? We really got to talk about, how you should just post random faces on your marketing materials, especially not these ones. Jeffrey must have his Social Security way too much time on his hands, right? It's crazy. He's Delulu.
And you see what we actually say. Some of the things we said is what's coming in the future. We think that once it goes, things will pop. We never give a specific, it's going to be this many products or this. We've never said that. We just said things that once they get going, they're going.
That's a lie, because it was supposed to be 50 products. And then we have the image that lists them all. Like the Recovery Unbot used to use it as her background when she would stream about you guys. So I don't know what you're talking about with that. There's a lot of lies that goes on in this little rant. I'm going to try my best to let it play, but they might trigger me a bunch.
So please, for the love of God, stop. It's in every single group what I saw this morning. And what you're doing is you're giving people false hopes at that moment. Yesterday's, we got a new website. No, we don't. Please don't do that, man. And even Marty, Chris, why do you say it? I say it because I guess maybe someday people will hear it. I'm going to tattoo it on my forehead. If Ash did not say it, if it's not in your OES, please don't share it, guys. There's no reason to lie or hype this up. When it happens, it will happen. Ash, you put Ash Mafara through a lot of situations when you post stuff like that too, because I'm sure he gets the messages like I get the messages. So let's just calm down, wait for your OES, wait for Ash Mafara, and then we'll put out the proper information. So again, Sam Patel, I'm calling you.
See, wait for Ash or wait for a message in the back office, and then we'll tell you the information, which just sounds stupid because if I'm checking my OES and I go and I read the message for myself, I don't then need it delivered to me from Marty and Chris. But they're so much on their high horse. They're like, yeah, don't worry. Keep checking. And after you read it for yourself, because you keep checking it, because we keep telling you to 500 times a day. Red says he checks it 3 times a day. They've also stated they check it a few times a day. This is like, all right, why? Nothing's ever in there. And it's not like when something's in there, they don't post everywhere that something's in the back office. I usually check it like, I don't know, every few days or so. But most of the time I wait for them to be like, yay, there's something posted. And then I'll be like, all right, let's go grab it quick. Because they post at like 1 a.m. a lot too. But they're like, yeah, after you go read it for yourself and you see it, and you get the message, then you're going to want to come over here and you're going to want to talk about it with us. And we'll deliver the message to you right away. And they're very passionate about it.
Wow, because I saw it on your Facebook posted, and that's where people got it. Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Okay, now I think I should give my point of view. This is Marty and Chris Live.
Okay.
If you do post, keep doing it. That way I can get your name written down so that maybe if we're lucky, we can delete you from this company.
Oh my gosh. They're going to write down your names and then they're going to terminate you.
We will terminate you without a notice. You're gone. No joke. We will terminate you without a notice.
Lord, Marty's writing them down. Write that down. What does Red think he's going to find? I don't know, his sanity, hopefully, one day. I just look at it when I want to get some more Indian subs. Yeah.
That's my look on it. Okay, we're a little bit different. Woo. I think we talked about that way too long.
Yeah, but Chris loves it. Look at him laughing it up over there.
If it ain't true and you're posting it, do it. Make sure your name is spelled clearly so that maybe if we're really fortunate, you can be taken.
Okay, then here's one for you. MARTY space DEGARMO. You're usually the first one to give misinformation with your illegal income claims every single day. It's funny how you're the only ones that are allowed to spread this misinformation, but nobody else is. Also, JEFFREYMORLOCK. Because he said something was happening at the end of the fiscal year. And it doesn't say that in the back office. And like Barron says, so I guess we should all just ignore what Jeffy said, since it didn't come straight from the Ash's mouth, right? Is he the horse? Wow. Right? Have you ever heard of a company that allows its customers to cancel other customers, Right? He's taking names, though.
Out of this company once and for all. What's next? Oh, let's go. Oh, here's what I wanted to do for people that want to move on and stop talking to people that are doing the same ignorant, stupid stuff day after day after. Yeah, I'm not going to keep talking about that. Do it. Just make sure everything is clear who you are. And by the way,
And he's talking to oat founders. It's like, you can't terminate me. Not really an oat founder.
if you do post something that you didn't originate and it's not true, I'm not going to know that. So when I write down your name and say this person caused havoc for no apparent reason, I think they should be removed. I don't know if I have any push, pull, or whatever, but I'm tired of it. It's just nonsense. We're talking to Jacob doesn't do that much crazy stuff, and he drives us insane. Anyway, a couple things I wanted to go over.
A few moments later.
Getting a lot of people up here with different things. I love everybody here. If you don't know that by now, well, that's too bad. Oh, Marty, you're harsh. You're blunt. Yeah, you're right. 6 years, 10, 12 hours a day.
Violet says, there would be no one left in OnPassive if they were all canceled for posting something false. Right?
7 days a week. That's right. I can't remember one day I did not work with this company. Not one. In 6 years. No vacation. I didn't go anywhere. I'm here, right here, every day. And eventually, we have to pull up our big boy pants or big girl dresses, whatever you want to call it, and move forward. We're talking about full-grown adults that are doing things they shouldn't be doing. And yes, we talk, and please don't, you shouldn't. And I ask people, hey, maybe you don't want to post that because it could create more.
Here's the thing, Marty. Real adults don't listen to another adult about what to post on their own social media. They're allowed to post what they want. They don't answer to someone. So it's kind of funny that you're all like, act like an adult, but then you also want to control these people, Angel says, more delayed commentary. Chris is tattooing it on his forehead like the mark of the beast, right? And this is why some founders like Marty love being at OnPassive, Mark B says. They think they are empowered by Ash and think they're special, right? And then they get power and control of the members, especially these two, and their egos have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger with it, right? Because they're like, oh, well, we're the ones that are delivering Ash's message to you. But they're false prophets, I tell you. Marty, go back to your old background. I hate your chair acting up. I know. Isn't it so annoying? When he's talking, it's all I can see. Because it like flashes. It's like you can't not just stare at that the whole time. Marty, what is that telling you? Hello? I don't know. Don't you just want to shake them sometimes? And be like, hello, don't you get it? Don has to put on his G-string. Oh my.
Problems for the company, and people do it anyway. So Mr. Nice Guy left. Okay, I played both sides of this. I worked in companies for Russia. Okay, and I learned how to.
The fuck does that mean? I'm tough. I worked for companies in Russia.
You have to change. Doesn't change who I am, but I care too much for somebody that wants to spread rumors just to get everybody excited, because that's not fair. You should be excited. Everything that we've gone over in the last 6 years is getting to where there is light at the end of the tunnel. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Sent a message to Ash yesterday. Everyone's praying for the Mufaras in the company. He goes, good. And it's working. That's what he said.
I don't think so.
Anyway, so.
I beg to differ.
Chris, what are you reading? Winds of War? No, what are you?
Because remember I told you our YouTube was a little goofed up, so I'm advertising all the groups.
All right, I'm going to go right into, if you don't mind, I'm going to go into Ecuador. Okay, today's focus is Ecuador, and we're going to play a little video here If many countries left, I want to bring up something again for everyone.
Uh-huh.
If you want a personal intro to something, or if you want to make your own intro and you'd like me to make a video, I can do it. But don't send it to Chris. Don't send it to Messenger. Send it to OnPassiveNation@gmail.com. Or you can have an exit video.
Yeah, and it'll charge you $20 for it, as we found out.
I'm going to show you one right now. Well, I can't show you most of it because it goes through the whole story.
Good job.
But this gentleman wanted an intro to the country that he's from. So I'm going to play that part of it.
Yeah, did he make it or did you make it?
Hello, my name is Marty DeGamo. An AI-powered company with a heart is about to change.
Good job.
That's not it.
No shit.
Oh, I got booted off when I added something else. That's okay. But a guy did one. It came out perfect. And he had a long name. I thought, man, we're going to have trouble with AI. But it worked.
Lord. Yeah, he's still doing all the countries. Illegal income claims every day. It might be worth $20 for a video intro from Marty. Do it, Joe. Do it.
A few moments later.
Stay excited. Let it happen. It's going to be great.
We're here.
We're here.
Any news, it'll be boom kaboom. I mean, come in. We might even be naked.
We're hoping it's not 3 in the morning, but but we'll do it.
As I said, they're very passionate about being the ones to get out the message.
Do it.
No, seriously, I have weird sleeping patterns on purpose. One is if I have the opportunity to talk to Ash, it's usually at 11 o'clock at night.
Yep.
And
Because he's selfish.
but pray for him. He's we have no idea what his family's gone through.
No.
Is a lot of that in the past? Yeah, I believe it is. I believe it is. But it's just so many things that we don't know.
Yeah, there is. There's so many things that you don't know. And for some reason, you also don't want to learn them. I don't know why, but you're very, very against people learning about what's actually going on with OnPassive. So much so that let me bring to you a new segment this week called Minoops. That's a cult tactic. Uh-oh, Minoops. Minoops, are you doing culty things? Are you doing culty things with OnPassive, Minu? Why are you doing culty things with OnPassive? What's not good? Ooh, a new segment. That's right. We'll see if we need to repeat it. 11 p.m. Calling from the Red Room, maybe, or from Red's room. But what did Manu do that's a cult tactic this week? In OnPassive Nation, Manu did a fabulous, fabulous post. Are you in the wrong meeting? Here's how to know. Thanks, Manu. We really need that. It's simple. If the information being shared isn't found in our OES, you're in the wrong place with the wrong people. Interesting. Because most of the live streams that people in OnPassive do, they're not just talking about things shared in the OES. So again, are we just supposed to put our fingers in our ears and go la 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 when they come to talk, or what? Spread her feet, oh my. Truth, transparency, and credibility exist only within OES. Anything outside of it is unverified, misleading, or speculative. Always align yourself with official sources. What's an official source? Because when it comes to accurate information, again, defined accurate, OES is the only reference that matters. Really honing in on that information control, huh? Stay vigilant against deception. I can agree with that statement. It just means that they'd have to leave OnPassive. Be cautious of charlatans and those who work hard to mislead you, luring you with shiny distractions while steering the conversation for their own personal gain. Trust only verified sources and remain anchored in truth. And with that, she posted up this beautiful AI image, obviously, that says, "Are you in the wrong meeting?" with an eye watching you. So Big Brother is watching you. Already, Big Brothers are watching you. So be careful of that. Mark B says, "It wouldn't be so bad if Ash posted some relevant information in his pop-ups, but he posts random stupid messages that make little sense, right? And it's just the same thing over and over and over again. I'm working behind the scenes. It's coming. Please don't leave us," right? So melodramatic, Violet says right now. It's insanity. But just look at this. Look at this image. It's so crazy. Ash's Santa, Joe says. He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out if you're naughty or nice. I hope not. I don't want Ash coming to my town. So let's take a moment quickly for good old Manu to explain her oops to her. Because, we don't pick on her that much. She may not understand what she did wrong here. So let's just take a moment. How is this post cult-like? Information control, loaded language, and thought stopping. Manu states, "It's simple. If the information being shared isn't found in our OES, you're in the wrong place with the wrong people. This discourages members from seeking outside information. Cults often create their own insular truth and tell followers that anything outside their bubble is false, misleading, or even dangerous." Cult parallel. Groups like Scientology and Jehovah's Witnesses discourage members from reading external sources that critique them. OnPassive does the same here by making the OES the only truth. And I do put truth in quotations. Isolation. Controlling who members trust. Trust only verified sources and remain anchored in truth. The only verified source? OnPassive. This cuts members off from alternative perspectives, making it easier to control their beliefs. Barron says thought stopping presupposes having thoughts to begin with. That's right. So the cult parallel is the Watchtower Society, Jehovah's Witnesses, teaches followers to distrust apostates and only read their official literature. OnPassive is essentially saying, if it's not from us, it's a lie. Dun dun dun. us versus them mentality, creating an enemy. And I think we're the enemy, the naysayers. Scammo Miller. So Manu says, be cautious of charlatans and those who work hard to mislead you. And she could be referring to us, those who are speaking out about OnPassive, or she could also be referring to people in OnPassive that are so-called cross-promoting, as they keep talking about. But this frames critics and those people as deceptive, untrustworthy, and malicious, making members less likely to question OnPassive. And a cult parallel is that many cults label outsiders as persecutors or agents of evil. For example, NXIVM told members that critics were part of a corrupt system trying to suppress the truth. That is what Keith Raniere said. Does that sound familiar? Scientology also does this and calls them suppressives, asking members to isolate from family even who misbehave in the cult. Fear and emotional manipulation. Manu says, luring you with shiny distractions while steering the conversation for their own personal gain. This creates paranoia, suggesting that any alternative viewpoint is a trap designed to exploit members. Cult parallel is QAnon does this by framing mainstream media as corrupt and manipulative, although I argue that might be one of the views that I slightly agree with. A lot of people don't. OnPassive mirrors this tactic, making followers fear outside voices. Right? Oh, everyone that wants me to sign up for anything that isn't OnPassive is only in it for themselves, which again makes them a little evil, which makes them scared of the people on the outside as well. And then that makes them isolate more. And it's a vicious cycle. All of these things all working together to keep someone manipulated and stuck in this thing. Blind obedience. There's no room for critical thinking. Manu says, always align yourself with official sources, because when it comes to accurate information, OES is the only reference that matters. Members are told not to think critically, but to conform. This is dangerous because it removes individual judgment. Cult parallel. The FLDS, the Fundamentalist Latter-day Saints, tells members that questioning leadership is a sin. OnPassive enforces a similar thought-stopping technique, as Baron was bringing up before. Why is this dangerous? Like, why should we be speaking out against this whenever we see them doing this? What do I do? Do I just like yapping? What's going on? No, it's dangerous. Cults thrive on information control. If you can't verify claims outside the group, you become dependent on them. This is all about controlling the people that are in OnPassive. They isolate members from dissent by making outside voices seem evil or deceptive. They create paranoia so members fear seeking out alternative viewpoints. They demand loyalty by framing obedience as virtuous and critical thinking as dangerous. The bottom line is that this post is designed to make OnPassive members distrust outsiders, stay within the OnPassive echo chamber, and accept its messaging without question. Classic cult tactics. And that is it for this week's episode of Minoops, That's a Cult Tactic. We will have to see if other people do cult tactics on here that I will have to call them out for in future. And if they do, I will most certainly be calling them out on good old Friyay. I think we should keep this going. By now, I think that we should hear from Tanya. 1 second. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Sorry. We should hear from Tanya. Awful segue. I apologize. They switched some things around in StreamYard, and I'm still getting used to it. Me noobs, that's right. I'm sure we can come up with all kinds of fun things for their names. Hot Tanya. I mean, if you say so, Joe. If you say so. I'll believe you. Now, Tanya's actually been quite silent lately. All right? She hasn't been popping off as usual. Maybe she's learned. You know? You never know. Maybe she's learned. One can only hope, anyway. One can only hope that she's learned. But Terry here posted underneath the post. I'm sorry, I can't find which one. I searched. I can't find which one. It was sent to me. But under a post in OnPassive Nation and said, I just want it to happen. Been waiting 5 years. So like I said, everyone in this thing joined before June of 2022. This person obviously joined in like 2020. So, you know, maybe even 2019. So can't blame them. We all want it to just hurry up and happen. We've all been waiting, you know? All of us. Hurry up and happen. And of course, here comes Tanya to put in her 2 cents again. And she says,
Terry, well, we all want it to happen. And Ash is the first one that can't wait. He is waiting for his dream to come true much longer than any one of us.
and I was like, yes, Tanya. I'm sure that Ash has been waiting for all of his little dreamies to come true since he was a little baby Ashraf in his cradle. You know, when he first started dreaming of what he would be when he grew up, he was thinking, I want to be a cult leader that steals $108 million. And that was always his dream. So I'm sure that, yes, in that sense, he has been waiting for his dream to come true much longer than any one of us. But the thing is that he tried to make it everybody else's dream. And he can't blame people for, getting sick of waiting. I think they need to have more understanding for that. So try to be more understanding about that, Tanya. But so far, you're doing a good job getting better. So I guess at least there's that. She might be changing, so maybe something good came out of this. I don't know. If that's all OnPassive does, hey, whatever. But Tanya, you are still Delulu because, we all know that Ash isn't doing anything to get these dreams going. And I bet you guys are more excited than he is. Let's just say that. Because he knows that once this thing starts to, a whole bunch more laws he's got to start following, and we know that he doesn't like to do that. So only Ash can have dreams. F all the peasants, Violet says. That's right. That's right. So, you may be getting better, Tanya, at, not being so bitchy and yelling at people, but maybe try to have a little bit more understanding. And don't worry, you'll always be Delulu. And that is it for this week's episode of Tanya's Post. yeah, like I said, she is getting better. She is getting better. I have another new segment that I am introducing that might grow into more as time goes on. But I hope that you guys enjoy this. Well, not really enjoy it. I guess that's the wrong word, because once you see what it is, you'll be like, that was a weird way of putting that, Queen. That's not what I mean. But I do have a new segment that I want to get into you guys. I don't want to get into you guys. I'm sorry. That I want to get into with you guys. And I thought that it would be a good idea to do this before we take a break, which I obviously need for a moment. Because I'm unable to speak anymore. I think he just wanted to be an MLM scammer when he grew up, Alp says. The cult just grew out of the fact that he ended up scamming the absolute bottom of the barrel that had no one else to rely on. Might be true, Alps. Might be very true. I'm Ash Mufara, and I am the Dream Warrior. That's right, he is. He's the Dream Warrior. Brought to you by Disney and Pixar.
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
That's right. Queen, I purposely watch bad movies and enjoy them. Let her rip. So do I. I also like to watch reviews for bad movies. Some of my favorite content on here. But what we're going to do, and then we'll go into a commercial break so that we have a little comedic break after this, is I just need us all to take a moment because we need to talk about some prayers from OnPassive. And unfortunately, this week's prayers from OnPassive is kind of sad. I hope that in future, we can make some comedy out of this. But I need everyone to stop what they are doing. Stop what they're doing because I need everybody's prayers. And I know I'm atheist, so you're probably like, what the fuck? I know. But listen, it's not time for what the fuck yet. We will get there after the break. There is one this week, don't worry. But I do need you all to pray. And you will see why, okay? There's a crisis going on right now. There's a damn crisis right now, guys. I'm in crisis. Like us, the naysayers. We're in crisis. And OnPassive is in crisis, you see. Because also posted by Manu Miller this week. All right. Also posted by Manu. Bring it back to Manu again. Maybe we should have done this one before Tanya. I don't know. Maybe we needed a break. It's like a Tanya sandwich. But this was posted by Manu on March 14th. And I only saw it recently. And it says, keep sending prayers. Even though Sherry Dursaway has been facing health challenges, her presence remains undeniable. And man, ain't that the truth. Queen Sherry. That's right. Sherry has had bad health. And we do not want that. We do not like this news. This is awful news. Her heartbeat still echoes in the spirit of our community. And the impact of her leadership continues to inspire us. And I'm like, did she die? Like, what the fuck, Manu? Sounding like a eulogy. Though she hasn't been as active lately, the foundation she built, the wisdom she shared, and the kindness she extended are still deeply felt. She is not just a leader, she is a guiding light whose influence transcends time and activity. That's a whole lot of Sherry. I mean, they think highly of her, don't they? They may think highly of her, which is actually good. More highly of her than we do. And we love Sherry. We hold her in our hearts, grateful for her enduring presence among us. Sherry has a message for us. So, delivering a message. from Sherry. And I like to think that she actually started it off with beep, bop, boop, and then said, I'll miss you all so much. I have been watching Chris and Marty's and Red's lives. My heart breaks on so much of our sisters and brothers that are going through so much. Praying for all. I thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart for all your prayers and love. Keep them coming. And she does know how to spell it, so that's good. I feel all the love and prayers you all give me. It fills my heart. Right back to all. I am still weak and have some specialists to see. So do pray for Sherry. We do want her to get better. I don't like hearing that she has to go see a specialist and she's weak and she's not doing well. All right. We love Sherry. We want her to get better. I will honestly be actually really upset if something else. Like, I might have to take a break. Like, it will really affect me. I'm not joking. It's not a joke. God has me. When I can come on, I will share a few magical miracles God did for me. And I can't wait, Sherry. I can't wait. Can't wait to hang out with you all and other sisters and brothers that have joined us on trivia. Sherry does the trivia. She loves the trivia nights. Love you all to pieces. God bless you all. See you at the next top. That's right. It's not just the top. It's not just see you at the top where your ears will pop. No, it's the next top. I guess we reached a first top. I'd like to know when, but whatever. That's not important right now. Sherry is important right now, though, and her help. And that came from Sister Sherry. And so I want everybody out there, if you're a believer, pray. And just everyone, just know, Sherry allegedly not doing the greatest, but she is going to see a specialist. So hopefully all that works out and she'll come back to us soon. I did go and check. It turns out that Sherry has not been posting for a month, and I knew it had been a little while, but listen, the last month has been crazy. It flew by hella fast, and I was like, holy fuck, it's been a month? What the hell? So, yeah. We are wishing Sherry all the best. We love Sherry. Pray for Sherry, and I hope all of us will be there. Like Joe is saying, I'll be there for her first live back. I hope all of us can be there. Because we do love our Queen Sherry. But what was really good with that post are the pictures that they chose to post of her. And it was almost like nicer than the ones that they post of Ash. So that's kind of interesting. First, they posted up her YouTube banner. Not really sure why, but it's the You All Matter. Hashtag Sherry Dursaway. And it's a beautiful little garden, She likes to tell everyone they matter. Pick up the phone, call your family. That's why we love her. Sherry is a complete victim of this thing, but they do kind of use her to do marketing, and she does go live all the time. So, I think we pity her a little bit. And then there was this picture, her and Ash. And she's pointing to the top, or I guess the next top where your ears will pop. Lovely picture of Sherry and Ash. Doesn't Ash look dapper there? He just looks so happy, It's actually that picture from earlier, the one that Devils edited. Yeah. So we found where that picture came from. Awesome. It's from a picture with Sherry. Look at our queen pointing at the top like that. She's like, I'm number 1 in OnPassive. And I'm like, yeah, you are, Sherry. Yeah, you are. You're the best one. And then they posted up this, which, this isn't a bad picture. She loves this picture of herself, so that's good. And it says, a smile is the light in the window of your soul. Which is her little message that she has. This is like her profile picture, So it was almost like, but like when you see it all together, it was a lot like as if Sherry had passed away. So upon first seeing it, I was kind of like, oh no, what happened to Sherry? You know? I like Sherry, but Minu is creepy. Agreed. We needed to do a sandwich. Sherry is a pixie. I'm not really sure what that means, Joe. But sure. She's like the OnPassive unicorn. So everyone, please do send Sherry some love, some positive vibes, whatever you do, because I don't want anything to happen to Sherry. I'll be really upset. Yes, we can adopt Sherry, 100%. She's like the main one I want to adopt out of all of them. Just saying. And that is it for this week's Prayers from OnPassive. Because, I had to let you know about that. That was very upsetting to me. Very upsetting news. I hope Sherry is okay. And I'm not joking. I'm not being ironic. I will actually be really upset if something happens to Sherry. So I hope that everything is fine. And that the specialist can fix everything, figure it all out for her, and etc. So we got to shake that off a little bit. All right, because we got some fun coming up here in the next little bit. So in order to kind of break apart from the sadness and get into the fun time, I think we're going to have our amazing ad break. And then when we return, we're going to be going, what the fuck? We're going to see who is kissing Ash's ass this week. All right? And of course, we're going to have a poem and story time and all that great fun stuff. So don't go anywhere, because we really need to do a commercial break right now, because I don't know where else the hell I'm going to put it.
Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy. No one fucks with my hose. The lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? pants. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger is almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No, no, no. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS pharmacy, Rexall, Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. We get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the foot fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the foot fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand. Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger Diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger Diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock Core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor.
Yes, thank you. Alb says, Chris supposedly has a girlfriend in South America. Sounds like a romance scam to me. Maybe, or it could be someone that he met in OnPassive. I mean, at least something came out of it for him, I guess. There's that. He hasn't said much about the new girlfriend. Surprising, actually, because they usually talk a little too much about their personal life. You know, it's usually like Marty all the time. I'm like, stop telling us things. Please stop. Anyway, I think right now is a really good time for us to just kind of say,
I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
WTF.
Yeah, what the fuck? WTF. WTF. And this week's WTF is Major Cope. Yes, WTF. That's right. Major Cope segment. Here we have a picture of the OnPassive metro station. And it says, hashtag OnPassive, ash bomb ready. Sir, good news. And it's posted by AR Best MLM. Is the person that posted it, the channel on YouTube there. A friend of Colonel Daniel. Alrighty. But all I have to say is we've been waiting forever for this ash bomb to go off. So, whenever you're ready, set it off. We're waiting. But again, it's just a weird time to post about the OnPassive metro station. It is still called OnPassive metro station, so there's that. But I don't know how much longer it will be. Then there was this post. This post here. As you can see, there's the OnPassive main logo. It says, see you at the very top. Top up. Not really sure why it says top up there, but see you at the very top. Top up. And then grand opening. And it reads, the CEOs of all of those high, spelled H-I, tech companies who thought that OnPassive had failed because Mr. Ash Mufareh let the world know what he was doing in building OnPassive and not doing what we did to build our companies, where only a select few knew what was really going on behind the scenes. Like, okay. You do know that there are no high-tech companies who even know about OnPassive, right? But they're still holding on to this. Oh, other companies are stealing from OnPassive and other companies are trying to stop Ash from saving all of humanity. Oh, brother, Joe says. That's right. Lord. Lord! But I am like, you're right. There are, only a select few who know what's really going on behind the scenes. Only a select few actually know. And they are the people that went to hunbot.net. So make sure that you go to hunbot.net and check out what is actually going on with OnPassive. There was this amazing post here. Y'all must have read OES Pop Pup, what's hidden and what's not. Those who do not understand, please read carefully. You will understand. The special thing is that every update that comes up goes to all of you, yet some founders have the same question: how long will it take? There is only one answer to that. Our CEO, Mr. Ash, is very sooner than us. I don't know if I can keep this accent going. He himself wants to start OnPassive as soon as possible. Today, OnPassive is traffic of 14 lakh founders. It is assumed that when 14 lakh crore users will join below 14 lakh founders. 1 crore users are part of 1 founders. In this way, you calculate when every founder from all over the world will get crores of users. On that day, every founder will understand that we are, what is OnPassive? What is our CEO, Mr. Ash, for us? You will understand everything. That's why it's not right to be nervous and negative, to be upset again and again. Stand with OnPassive. Soon we all founders will win. Hard eyes. Hashtag OnPassive. Hashtag OnPassive ecosystem. Hashtag OnPassive with heart. Hashtag opportunity. Hashtag Ash Mufareh. Hashtag the future of internet. Hashtag OnPassive products. And as Violet says, clear as mud. That's right. I hope you guys got that message. You know, it just made me go, what the fuck? But, you know, that's why it's in this segment, right? But I don't know. I guess just stop complaining and being negative, damn it. Then there was this post. No baloney, no gimmicks. It's a good thing that they spelled baloney like that, otherwise Marty wouldn't be able to read this one. You know, and you want to make sure Marty can read all of the marketing materials. You know, it would be awful if he couldn't, right? What would that mean? So, no baloney, no gimmicks. Just the real deal. We do not endorse meaningless gimmicks or empty promises. Straightforward solutions, real value, no nonsense. Join us in keeping it real. No distractions, just results. OnPassive offer AI-driven business solutions, automation tools, and marketing services. Marketing services like this is marketing. It has generated controversy, with some people calling it a revolutionary platform and others questioning its legitimacy. Interesting thing to bring up. OnPassive, we are in it to win it. Jiju Rajan. Sorry, I've definitely said that wrong. But, you know, some people are calling it a revolutionary platform and others are questioning its legitimacy. You know, we're the ones that are questioning its legitimacy for sure. We say that it is baloney. OnPassive is baloney. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you're not doing any baloney and no gimmicks and you're being transparent, then you wouldn't be an OnPassive. Baron says, my baloney has a first name. It's Marty. Next, we hear from Jean S. Oliva. Good old Jean Oliva. Everybody's most favorite female founder. The guys think she's hot. It's basically what it is. You know, but she's crazy Tallulah. Joe says, fried bologna sounds good to me. Well, you can have that for dinner, Joe. I'm eating chicken and fries. But Jean here says, what's coming next has never been seen before. A rare and precious unicorn butterfly. So now OnPassive is not only a unicorn company, it's a unicorn butterfly. Something so spectacular and transformative that the world will never be the same. It will heal the world in ways we cannot yet imagine. It's like, if you say so, Gene, you say so. So get ready and stay watchful. Like, check the OES a bunch of times a day. Watch the webinars, you mean? It's about to emerge from the chrysalis. Taking this pretty seriously. And then she says, thank you, Minu Miller, for creating this gorgeous image. Joe says, not an incel's private part. Yeah, like an incel's private part on OnPassive, it doesn't exist. So this was Minu Miller yet again. Minu Miller strikes again, I tell you that, Minu. And the image is this. I don't know about you, but I was kind of like, yeah, that image is slightly horrifying. You know, if that thing came flying at me, I would be horrified. It looks fucking huge, first of all. like the same size as me. I would be horrified. And then, like Angel was asking earlier, I was kind of like, what prompt do you put in to get this image? So I decided to give it a go. You know? I wanted to try to recreate this image. Could I do it? Baron says, like a bad 70s album cover. It really is, isn't it? It really is. And like, it looks like horrifying. Like that horde is going to pierce through me like a spear. I'm very, very scared. Spear. Why did that come out right? So, horrified of whatever this is, which is allegedly a unicorn butterfly, like OnPassive. So I said, can you please create me a realistic image of a unicorn butterfly to ChatGPT? And it gave me this image and said, here is your realistic unicorn butterfly. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments. And I was like, see, that's what I would picture this image more. Not the one that they shared. But maybe they were going for more of a mystical creature, you know? I kind of like mine better. I think Joe likes mine better. I'm just saying. Mine's not as horrifying. Although, we have to be honest, if those unicorns with the wings there are the same size as an actual horse, then that might also be horrifying to fly at you. You know, the horn's about the same size, but at the same time, I don't know why, but it seems less threatening than the one that they posted. But then I was like, again, what prompts are you using, Manu? But that is the image that was posted. And that was WTF, what the fuck, Major Cope Edition. Hello, Jelly Snack. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful start to your weekend. Yes, I do. And that is it for this week's episode of
I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
WTF.
WTF. I'm sorry. It's pretty funny. Anyway, the next thing that we're going to get into is going to be who this week is kissing Ash. Who is kissing his Ash this week? Not like they aren't all kissing his ass every single week, but who is the guilty party that we're going to pick on this week, I guess you could say, you know? Who are we picking on? And this week, I want to talk about this video. This video that was posted up, it was actually 9 days ago, so a little over a week ago. But forgive me, okay? I was on March break, so I wasn't doing as much. So I still have stuff from then, too, that I want to go over. And it's hashtag OnPassive, The Perfect Storm by Mike Ellis. And it's posted by this channel that is called, hold on, let me just, Online Solution Wizard. So I want to give it a watch. Oh, hold on there, Mike Ellis. So, Online Solution Wizard. It's a channel that has like just over 1,000. I'll show it to you at the end. But they posted this up, and it's always interesting to me to see again what they post up from like certain things like the OTech Pros, the Heroes, even past live streams they've done. Because it's always kind of like, why are they choosing these words to be the words that everyone's supposed to take as motivation and inspiration and to hype them up and stuff right now? You know, it always has me wondering. what's the message that they're trying to get across in posting this? That's what we're constantly asking ourselves here. And how culty is it, you know? So Online Solution Wizard, which is a fabulous name, by the way, posted this up. And again, I cut out a little bit of the intro because we just don't need it. But as you can see, it is their video.
And I want to emphasize that Mr. Mufar's business is not a passive business. In other words, you can't come in and do nothing and expect something to happen. That's not going to happen. Again, everything's changed. It is not a passive business. You have to come in and you have to participate. You have to engage. You have to do a few things. They're not hard. They're pretty easy to do, but it is your business and you have to put it together. And then I want to touch on something I heard the other day, and Keith hit on this a little bit. In order to get out of the mundane, in other words, if you want to get out of the rat race, if you want to change your life, if you want things to be different, you have to have something to sell. And I know that's a nasty word for most people. They go, oh, geez, I don't sell. I don't know how to sell. I've never done that in my life. In order to really benefit your life, you have to have something to sell. It brings us back to Mr. Mufara, his technology, and just how good it is. Superior technology, best of the best at a lower price point. If you have that, as Keith said, people will rush in. Absolutely, they'll rush in. But this is where the perfect storm comes in.
If you don't have that, you have nothing. You have an OES that barely works.
And for the people that are on the outside looking in, or the people that are on the inside quite not sure what they're looking at, this is what Mr. Mufar has done for each and every one of us. We have the products, we have the tools that we can put together and put to work for us. And when you put that together with the products that Mr. Mufar is introducing to the world, all of a sudden, yes, we do have a perfect storm for you. You will be able to come in. You will be able to develop an online income. And over time, you will be able to take care of that bottom line and I believe become financially independent.
Then it shows this, right? Scan me with a QR code. Click on the link in the description to register for free. That drives me nuts when they keep doing that. Because I'm like, you can't register. Those times when I do want to shake them and just yell at them. Nobody can register. They haven't been able to register since June of 2022. So what do you mean click on the link in the description to register for free? You can't. Stop posting that up. But yeah, that was the video, Perfect Storm. Mike Ellis saying, you know, it's not a passive business, but don't worry, it will have amazing products. Like Angel says, but it's called OnPassive. I mean, right? You would think that with the name, it would be smart for them to make it passive. Also, they do talk about targeted traffic still. And the targeted traffic part was supposed to make it more passive. So I'm kind of like, what is he talking about, you know? And then like Joe says, it's not passive. That's not what Ash said 5 years ago. Exactly. And he did touch on, oh, well, things have changed. Okay, but you can't just keep doing that. You can't just keep changing it up. Like, was it false advertising, you know? That's not good. You can't be doing that. Really pisses me off. This is the channel here. Hashtag OnPassive Online Solution Wizard. And as you can see, they have almost 4,000 subscribers, 3.93K. And they have over 2.5 thousand videos, over 2.6 really. All of them about OnPassive. But I just find it funny that they decided to post that up because I'm like, that was an interesting take. And talking about how great Ash is, of course. So congratulations. Hashtag OnPassive Online Solution Wizard. You are definitely good at kissing Ash's ass. So pucker up. Mwah! Give it a big old kiss there for us. Thank you. Also, I really did want to do a little reaction to our dear, good old friend Mike Ellis.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
So that I could show all of you that he grew a mustache this week. Yeah. He's been popping up everywhere with this real cool stash. I mean, look at it. Look at it. It looks like he dyed his peach fuzz. It's cute. All right. So, good old Mike Ellis.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Has grown out his stash. You know, so he's grown out his. Maybe soon Comfort will get rid of hers. And then so will Tanya. And that is it for this week's amazing episode. Wasn't it fabulous? Of Kiss His Ass. Yes. So there was that. There was that. That's a fun one. Come on, that looks like a 17-year-old. What? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Mike Ash Tickler. 17-year-old can grow a better mustache than that, Joe. I know some 17-year-olds that had really thick mustaches when I was in high school. Don't be that insulting. Teenagers don't deserve that from you. Just saying. Anyway, we are making it to the end of our Friyay with the Sayers of Nay. I don't know why it was so weird today with the commercial break being so late. It's just sort of how it happened. Anyway, I think that we are going to do our poem and we are going to do our story time. So let's start off with our fabulous, amazing,
An OnPassive poem.
That's right. So start to get comfy. I'm Mike Ellis's mustache, by the way. I like it. I like it. It's Mike's Ash Tickler. That's my favorite, though. That's my favorite one. So, let's get into an OnPassive poem. Man Rom, no homo. Ouch. He's gone completely political extremism. So I don't know if we're going to be hearing from him for a while. He hasn't even been promoting OnPassive. A little worried about him, to tell you the truth. But, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So, you know, but it's a little bit worrisome. Let me know if you want me to look at it. I mean, I could show it to you. You can definitely dive into it if you want. I feel like I can't even show it without getting political, though. Because then I'd have to explain why he's posting what he's posting. So yeah, I don't know. If that is something you guys are interested in deep diving, then let me know and we can definitely do that. This week's OnPassive poem is actually brought to us from the OnPassive Technology AI and ML group. And it's from Vad Malesh. Vad or Vadi Malesh. Probably said that wrong. I'm sorry. A man should not be of Brahma Gamudo plant, which is of no use to anyone. You know how plants and trees, these damn things that give us oxygen, they're just of no use to anyone. Nobody needs any plants, so a man should not be of Brahma Gamudu, which is of no use to anyone. The plants that are of no use. Should live like a curry leaf tree, which is useful for 10 people. As long as it is cut, it will sprout. Our founders have made all the lives of 10 people to grow like a green curry leaf tree to benefit the society. The greatest among human beings. God in human form, Anna. Thinks God's a woman. That's a little weird, but cool. The proof of the word is our ideal heart. Those with supernatural powers. Respected Ash Mufara. Prayer hand, prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands. OnPassive. Fist, 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 fist. I don't know how else to describe that one. Ash Mufara. Handshake, 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 handshake. All the founders are always grateful to Ash Guru, God, nature. Nature? Oh, I guess the trees, yeah. You know, the ones that aren't useless. World, world, world. Prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands. Your beloved founders, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Vadi Malesh. Handshake, handshake, handshake. The only thing I'm worried about is if he has supernatural powers. And if you've made it to this point, you're in the replay crew in the future, tell me what supernatural powers you think he would have, or what supernatural powers you think people in OnPassive would have down below. Maybe your answers will be in a future video. We'll see how many we get. And that is it for this week's amazing episode of
An OnPassive poem.
Wasn't that lovely? Wasn't that nice? Joe says, if you can't eat or smoke it, it's worthless. Yeah, those worthless plants. We don't need any plants in our world at all. Who needs oxygen, right? Right? Who? So now I want you all to get comfy. Mr. Level's ahead of the game. We want you all to get very comfy because it is time for our very last segment, which is, of course,
a story time from OnPassive.
That's right. So curl up. You know, I know it's only like 7:30 p.m. right on the dot here right now. But I don't know. Get comfy. Get comfy. I'm reading you a bedtime story. This week's story time is also brought to us from OnPassive Technology, AI, and ML. But it is from Vinod Rathod. What a name. Vinod Rathod. I like it. To the giant IT companies that we now admire and follow and participate in their business models, we appreciate what you have done in this field of technology. You have opened up millions of opportunities for people to experience the internet. You started out as babies. What is with them and babies and ugly babies? What is meant by the word babies is that you had a small beginning. Some started in your basement. Some started on tiny strip malls. On the malls? Some started as an accident that turned into a giant company with over 2 billion users. One company got its start selling used books. All who have been mentioned started out small, just like babies. They obviously don't know about my baby. My daughter that was born at 11 pounds, 13 ounces. Just saying, not all babies are small, okay? That was not small. I had to have a C-section because she was too big, not small. Babies cannot produce other babies. Tell that to the show 16 and Pregnant. They have to grow into adults. Look at them now. Trillion-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar companies that started as babies. They have changed the way that people market goods and services on the internet. What was missing in your business models was simplicity. Yeah, I know. They never thought of that. No, none of them. No company was ever like, we should make it like user friendly. That would be good. That would be good. Someone realized the flaws that were causing 98% on users of your products to fail. Someone who's very knowledgeable about technology has done something about that. Who is it? It's not Ash. He has completely changed the way he was going to introduce his business model to the world of internet and the world of business. It has taken over 6 years of growth and people trying to stop it, but it has survived and will be released very soon. Finally, this is what users of products on the internet have been seeking. A company that was uncomplicated and easy to understand. It was apparent that the users needed a company that could solve their lack of knowledge about being successful on the internet. It's funny how he's like, everyone has a lack of knowledge about that. Just say. Mr. Ash Mufareh and his technical team have designed a company called OnPassive that will do the heavy lifting for its users of their products. Mr. Ash Mufareh recently posted an update in the OES back office of OnPassive. Lord, they're obsessed with this damn fucking update. After reading it, a great satisfaction should be felt all over our bodies. Oh my. We picked the right company and the right man. Thank you, Mr. John White. So maybe this was written by John White. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it was written by somebody that speaks English as a first language, but I guess thank you, Mr. John White. And it was posted up with this picture that says, "Are you ready?" And it has OnPassive on fire, the OnPassive ecosystem, it says. The logo, of course, on fire, with robot hands on either side of it. You know? Beautiful. My favorite part was when they said, we picked the right company and the right man. Just makes me go, did you? Did you though? Did you? I guess it's to be decided. And that is all for this week's episode of
A Story Time from OnPassive.
Yep, that is all for that. Joe says, once upon a time, Chris and Marty were caught breaking laws in the UAE. I like that story. Does it end in them in jail? Just wondering. Just wondering. Yes, the whole family is getting ready for a baby shower. they are 18 to 19 years old, right? Just saying. We need some O paragraphs. Geez, we do. An O editor. That's right. We really do. We really do, though. So that is it for this week's Friyay with the Sayers of Nay. Pay, pray, and stay. I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend. But yes, it was pay, pray, and stay. And that's exactly how OnPassive keeps people trapped through the cycle of pay, pray, and stay. You see, first, you have to pay. You start with what seems like a small fee to become a founder, the $97, but that's just the beginning. Right now, the company is in a standstill, but founders are at the edge of their seats, waiting for it to launch, coping like crazy about how it will be any day now. When they launch, Ash will have his hand out again, and like last time, I'm sure his hand will be going right back into his pocket. So I'm not really sure what they all keep getting so excited over. The longer you're involved in OnPassive, the more money they'll expect from you. Like with all multi-level marketing commercial calls, right? Whether it's for higher tiers, targeted traffic, paying for a domain, or having to purchase any product you wish to profit from, because it is pay to play, remember, there's always something else to invest in. And if you don't do it, well, then you're just not serious about success. They make sure you feel like you'll miss out if you don't keep paying. FOMO, 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 right? Then you have to pray. Not necessarily in a religious sense, though let's be real, we've seen plenty of people treat Ash like some kind of prophet, God even. And then, of course, there's Chris Johnson's daily prayer circles and people like Manu randomly popping up to tell everyone to pray for Sherry, which, by the way, everyone please do. Pray for Sherry, okay? If you're praying for anyone, damn it. So there is a lot of faith manipulation. But there is more than that. You're expected to believe without evidence. You're told to trust the process, have faith, stay patient. It's coming soon because great things take time. If you doubt or ask questions, you're the problem. You lack faith. You don't understand the vision. It's all about keeping you hopeful enough to wait and keep paying. And finally, you're expected to stay. No matter how long this shit drags on. No matter how many delays, broken promises, or failures pile up, you're supposed to stay loyal. Because if you leave, you're labeled a hater, a quitter, or my personal favorite, a loser who just didn't get it. Not to mention a naysayer, a bimbo, ding-dong, evil tyrant, etc. They convince you that you are the problem, not the company, and not this business model that is set up for people to fail. So like those of us that failed, we did it right. I'm just saying. But this is how cults work. They make people dependent, isolate them from outsiders, and make leaving make them feel like they're failures. So if you're in OnPassive and this sounds familiar, ask yourself, are you in a business or are you in a belief system? Because real success doesn't require blind faith. Real opportunities don't demand loyalty. And if you have to pay, pray, and stay just to see a return, chances are you're in a scam, not a company, and it may even be a fucking cult. If you've made it to the end, let me know in the comments what your favorite OnPassive excuse has been over the last 7 years. I hope all of you have a fabulous weekend. Do stay tuned to the community tab for any updates and a lot of cult education. I'm doing my best. I'll see you all really soon with another one. Alrighty. Hopefully I'll be able to post over the weekend. We'll see how it goes. Again, community tab. That's where everything goes. Alrighty. I love all of your faces. Have an amazing weekend. Like always, we're in it to win it. Take it away, Mr. Level.
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
Friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own. And it breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or spying, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was 3 minute Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them over and over. It's not the answer you want.
Yeah.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
Alright, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to Friyay talking about their experiences.
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
And I'm your friend.
Have a great weekend, everyone. I love you.
Stop going there. That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.